Let's talk about composting when it's hot AF out. Because we're in Charlotte and it is June and we've had a string of 100-degree days. So, what am I doing with my compost pile when it's this hot? Not a lot, but I am going to add water because one way to completely kill the microbes in your compost pile is to dehydrate them. Microbes that are composting your compost material are just like us. They need air, which happens when you turn the pile or you add a chimney to your pile. They need water, and they need a source of food. I have a 3-bin compost system. The first bin right now has a pile in it that's curing. I'll show you what that looks like. Here's the pile that is basically resting, and the temperature is just over 80, around 85, which is about right. It's the ambient air temperature. I've got a couple of turmeric plants growing because this is some awesome, healthy, nutritious stuff we've got going on right here. I'm also going to show you guys a moisture check. We can decide if we should add moisture to this pile. The second bin is basically empty. It's where I'm adding all of the clippings that are coming out of the garden right now, all of my cold hardy flowers, all of my cole crops like kale and Romanesco, and anything else that is from the kitchen that I don't feel like putting in the bokashi bin, like half of a watermelon that my daughter didn't eat, or a bag of celery that I don't feel like chopping up for the bokashi that went slimy in the fridge. I'll show you what this looks like also. Over here in the middle bay, this is my current empty bay where I'm tossing in everything I'm pulling out of the garden and super large kitchen scraps that I don't feel like chopping up. You can see a pineapple down there, quarter of a watermelon, that giant thing of celery, and I've got my pansies and my cole crops that I've pulled out and thrown in here. And in the third bin, we have a pile that is actively cooking. So this is a pile that should be staying within the thermophilic range, but it's been so hot, I haven't been doing much with it. And I'll show you what temperature it's at. Here's the pile that is being actively worked on when it's not too hot. And let's check the temperature in here. And we are at 100. So this pile could be much warmer. I need to actively work on it, which means probably check it to see if it needs water, flip it into the empty bay, and add some green or nitrogen material as I go. I bet some of you are looking at my system and seeing that it's in the shade and thinking I'm doing it wrong. I would argue with you I'm doing it exactly right, because if this system was in the sun, the full sun, I can guarantee you I would be doing absolutely zero with it. But because it's in the shade, I'm not completely deterred from being out here working on it. Oh, hello. Remember, if you are aiming for a thermophilic compost pile, a hot compost pile where the microbes are working in that specific thermophilic temperature range, it's not the sun that's making your pile hot. It's the microbes inside the pile that are doing the work, that are eating, that are reproducing, that's creating the heat. And that doesn't need to happen in the sun. And we can argue all day long. I will die on this hill. This pile has shrunk way down, and that will happen as things are decomposing and breaking down. The pile will shrink. To do a moisture test, I'm going to stick my hand into the pile and pull out a handful of the compost, and I'm going to squeeze it as hard as I can. 1 to 2 drops of water were great. More than that, I should probably flip it, add some air, maybe even add some cardboard for some brown material. If I don't get 1 to 2 drops, we need to add some water. Oh, this pile is looking so good. But even as the pile's curing, it still needs water. Thermophilic microbes are the ones heating it up during the thermophilic range, and when you're letting it rest, the mesophilic microbes, the ones that work at cooler temperatures, are coming in, and they still need water to finish the last bit of decomposition. All right. Oh, there we go. Okay, this pile, we've got some water. It does not need any water added today. All right, we're not getting anything out of this pile, which means need some water. All right, I've got the water going. It's surprising how much water your compost pile will actually need. It's going to be a learning process, trial and error. And this, I'm just going to let it run for a while. And I don't feel bad about it because this hose is hooked up to our rain barrels behind my husband's shed, which I will show you. I have a YouTube video on how my husband and I built this 3-bay system. If you want to check that out, I've linked it in the caption. Drop me any composting questions you have. I love helping people learn how to compost because compost, God, it's hot.